Many people think invasion is always loud tanks rolling, borders collapsing, fighter jets filling the sky. But sometimes an invasion is silent. Sometimes it comes with money, residency permits, corporate partnerships, and real estate deeds. And today, the question being asked behind closed doors in the Middle East is simple. Has the UAE already been quietly invaded by Israel? Not with soldiers, but with businessmen, billionaires, and property buyers. In recent property market data, a stunning shift emerged. Israeli buyers have now officially surpassed Dubai's own local residents in real estate purchasing. Not only that, but Israelis are now buying more property in Dubai than they buy inside Israel itself. For a country that brands itself as the strongest military in the Middle East, the numbers expose a very different truth. Wealth is fleeing, and confidence is collapsing. And Israelis are quietly placing their fortunes under the shadow of the Burj Khalifa instead of the shadow of the Iron Dome. When a population chooses exile investment over homeland security, the official narrative becomes nothing more than smoke. Over the past half-decade, Dubai transformed from a luxury vacation spot into something far more strategic. Dubai has become a safe haven for Israel's ultra-wealthy elite. And this shift is not random. It is going exactly according to careful planning. Ever since the 2020 Abraham Accords, the UAE has opened its doors legally, financially, and culturally to Israeli capital. But the accords were not the real catalyst. The real trigger was chaos inside Israel itself, which has been happening for the past 2 consecutive years. When Israel entered its most fractured period in decades, its richest citizens responded with their wallets. They began moving assets into the UAE, quietly, consistently, and permanently. Since the start of this one-sided war in Gaza, approximately 82,000 Israelis left the country permanently in 2023. A tsunami of exodus is happening in Israel, and Israel is trying to hide this fact. Among these numbers were 1,700 millionaires who also left Israel in a single year, a net outflow. This is the first time in over a decade that Israel lost more wealthy people than it gained. And these weren't just young entrepreneurs. They were billionaires, tech founders, and owners of generational wealth. For the first time in modern Israeli history, the elite stopped believing Israel could protect their future. Many saw the country's political system cracking. Others saw a society at war with itself. And so they left with enormous wealth to call UAE their new home. Many people look at the concept of Greater Israel and think, it's impossible, too ambitious, too unrealistic. But that is only because they imagine expansion as military conquest. However, Israel does not rely on one strategy. It uses 2 strategies: hard expansion and soft expansion. On one hand, it expands through force, just as it is doing right now in Syria, Lebanon, and the West Bank and Gaza. Territories are destabilized, influenced, or partially controlled. On the other hand, it expands through economic penetration, strategic investments, real estate dominance, and diplomacy deals. This is not a conspiracy theory. It is openly documented policy. And today, the UAE is the most successful case study in that soft expansion. The UAE opened its doors for diplomacy, and Israel's elite walked in with millions in their hands. This is an invasion? Not by soldiers or tanks. This is an invasion of influence. A takeover through property markets, financial migration, and strategic alignment. Israel did not occupy UAE land, but it is rapidly occupying UAE economic space. And it is also not hidden that all the UAE officials and elite, including the prime ministers of UAE, already showing an extreme level of loyalty to Israel, whether it be the government or its business class. The UAE won't question Israelis about the Gaza assault, but it can bar Gazans from entering since they don't help the economy. In the end, the question is the UAE invaded by Israel? Israel is expanding, but not on its own soil. It is expanding on everyone else's, and the UAE is only the beginning. That's all for today. If you found the video informative, please like it and subscribe to the channel. Jazakum Allahu Khairan.